Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. A great show ahead. We're going to talk Own the Podium and the power of sport on today's show. We'll also introduce you. If you haven't heard of Whippersnapper Brewing Company, well, you should have by now. And we'll tell you about a great fundraising initiative they have. But we're going to start off with some fantastic music by Edison Rupert. He's a local singer-songwriter. And before we get to him, let's have a listen at his latest called Ticket to a Place. Have a look.
I've got a ticket to a place that nobody knows. I've got some years on my back with nothing to show. If you come looking for me, I'm hiding in the shadows. I've got my own dirt pile pillow. It feels like home. There's nowhere to go beneath this loam, and I'd lay my bones anywhere that you can't find me. I picked up a ragged man from lying in the street. He said, "It's my day to go, son, can't you see?" I reached out my hand and stood him right in front of me. I saw the look in his eyes and now it's all I see. And how free is free. Party away to judge a man who'd rather be where we can't find him.
The song is Ticket to a Place. The singer-songwriter is Edison Rupert, and he joins us on the show right now. Edison, welcome to the show. My first question, obviously coming out of that fantastic song, which I encourage everyone to go have a look at on YouTube, is the inspiration behind the song, because this is something that inspired you from a story from about 15 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah. Basically, I started writing this song and realized after a lot of times it kind of just comes to you and you figure out what it was after the fact.
Right.
And I wrote this song and realized it was completely about this one experience I had a lifetime ago, where a guy was laying in the middle of the street. A homeless man was just lying in the middle of the street with traffic stopped in front of him. And I just went over and like picked him up, walked him to the sidewalk. And he just was looking for like help and just somebody to care about him a bit for a second. And people get desensitized a lot to the homeless people in Ottawa, and he just wanted someone to show some empathy.
Yeah, and that crisis has just gotten worse during the pandemic as well. I'm sure you've seen it with your own eyes as well, Edison. And it's your story in that video is in the Byward Market, but we're seeing it all over the city, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah. It doesn't seem to be getting any better from what I see.
Yeah. Let's talk about that video, because my understanding is that video was done in one take, which isn't necessarily a very easy task, and you're doing it, on a public street. What was that experience like?
It was interesting. It was the second take too. It's a full take, but it was just the second one. I felt so awkward. I was just like, all right, I guess that's the take. Let's keep it and move on.
I was commenting off camera on your background there. Tell me about your studio at home. It's taken a long time to put together, so you must do everything, right? Not only do you write and create all of the music and perform it, you're also engineering and editing it, right? Yeah.
I've been recording my own stuff for years, and over the last 15 plus years, I've accumulated all this stuff, and there's another room full of actual instruments and music gear that you can't see, but and I'm a sound engineer by trade, like as a job. So
right. Tell me a
It's
little
all
bit
part of
about
the
your
territory.
tell me about your musical background, Edison. Has music always been a part of your life and your family life?
Absolutely, yeah. Started playing drums when I was 10 years old. Soon after, I picked up guitar, and I've basically been in bands since a teenager. I've always recorded my stuff. I've played in many rock bands over the years in
Right.
Ottawa, but this is my first, a little more softer, soulful kind of thing.
What are your plans for the rest of 2022?
I'm gonna play some shows. I just played my first show as this solo thing this weekend. I'm just gonna play some shows, put out a bunch more music, and
Nice.
see what happens.
You mentioned you played your first show in person. What was that experience like? I've talked to so many artists, as we loosen restrictions, almost all restrictions are gone now. So, you're seeing live music and live theater and live comedy come back. What does it feel like as an artist to finally get back to performing live in front of an audience?
I gotta say, that was a fantastic segue. Um, yeah, it's great. It had been 2 years since I had played like with my rock bands and not just my own thing. But that's the longest I hadn't been on stage in 18 years. Is the pandemic. So it was really nice to get back up there.
Yeah.
Even if it was just myself playing some different songs this time, it was great.
Well, there's something
It's nice
special
that
about
stuff is opening up.
Yeah, I was going to say something special about artists connecting with an audience. It's one thing to be doing the virtual streaming that we've seen so many artists do, but it's another to be in person. There's just something magical that happens when you're sitting across from other people. Edison, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And we brought up Edison's website there during the segment, so please have a look at his website. Check out his YouTube channel as well to find out more. We'll be back with more Daytime Ottawa right after this.